Bluetooth connected. Ja sit pelataan Culpa Innataa lisää. Strategia ensin. Mikä on tuo mystinen perhonen, joka tässä esiintyy monella tavalla? Momentum, digital media, Culpa Innata. Start game, load game. Mitenhän no edelleenkin toimiikohan tää nyt tässä taas? Pitääkö tää aina uudestaan tässä tänne Culpa Innata eikö se tähän laittaa? Katsotaanko hetken päästä. Niin. Tää oli kovasti menossa jo siihen tietokoneen tekee kuva 3, mutta mun mielestä pitää olla kyllä 4. Ei tästä paljon hyötyä oo. Missäs me sit voitais käydä? Tuolta tulee kutsu, kun on tullakseen. Tuolla se yksi ei enää halua jutella mulle. Mennään siitä sinne, kokeillaan saada siitä yhdeltä tyypiöltä. Täällähän olisi varmaan tää pyramidis paljon tutkittavaa, siellä ihan lorea vaan ja kaikkea kylttiä. Mutta ei jotenkin inspiroi tällä hetkellä, koska tää liikkuminen on tosiaan niin kankeeta. Mut jos täältä vähän lisää ongittais tietoa.
Hi Monica.
Hi Monica, I'm back. Kyllä se toimii siinä. Hyvä. Ask when she last saw Bogdanov.
When did you last see Mr. Bogdanov?
I saw him on Friday evening. As I was leaving, he was busy working in his office. I'm sure he was doing something very important.
Did he exhibit any unusual behavior that day?
Unusual in what way?
What I mean is, did he do anything that was not ordinary?
Oi, älkää menkö sinne.
He was
Pitikin
himself
hakea
on
kissat
Friday.
takaisin mut silloin.
Nothing out of the ordinary that I recall.
Pitikin hakea kissat takaisin mut silloin.
So, are you originally from Adrianopolis?
No, I am from Liège, in Western Europe.
Isn't that close to Brussels?
Yes, very close. Have you been there before?
No, I haven't had the pleasure.
Oh, you must, someday. It's a charming city.
What's your job description here?
I'm a junior sales clerk. However, I was supposed to be promoted to senior level, but with the changes in management, I don't know when it will happen.
Why do you think they will postpone your promotion? Isn't it merit-based?
Of course it is merit-based, but you see, Mr. Bogdanov had secretly promised that I would be promoted.
So, nobody else knows about it?
No, he told me to keep it confidential. Mum's the word.
Did you know Mr. Bogdanov was a recent immigrant?
Oh, no, I was not aware of that.
He immigrated from Russia only 3 years ago.
Is that right? I never would have guessed.
Why not?
Oh, Mr. Bogdanov was so sophisticated and he fit in so well.
In what ways did he fit in?
Professionally, he was the most ambitious boss I've ever met. He had a very strong work ethic and he was dedicated to being successful. I think he was like any other human businessman.
So the thought never crossed your mind that Mr. Bogdanov might have been an immigrant?
Never. He was nothing like the sufferers we see on the holovision. I'm quite surprised by this news.
Vai niin.
Oh, I'm very sorry again, Officer Wallace, but some customers are in need of my immediate attention.
No, not again.
My job may be in jeopardy if I don't respond swiftly.
This is the last time, young lady. I won't be so patient with you again.
Oh,
Oho,
thank you again, Officer Wallace.
alkaa kiristää.
I can't believe she did it to me again. Monica is really starting to annoy me.
Monika vaikuttaa vähän ärsyttävältä tyypiltä. No niin. No siellä teistä paljon fiksummaksi tultu. Mites tää Caddy?
Hello, Katie.
Kato,
How are you
kerrankin
doing
pääsi
now?
heti puhuu senkaan.
I'm doing better, I guess. I'm still shaken.
Still shaakkeni.
Can I ask you some more
Se oli
questions?
viimeksi shaakkeni.
Certainly.
Katie, I need your opinion about Mr. Bogdanov's recent erratic behavior. I know you told me before. It is not your domain, but unfortunately, we do not have Mr. Bogdanov around to make this assessment with anymore. I need your help.
I told you I cannot help you. Why don't you go and talk to his therapist?
I already have. She did not experience the irrational behavior, so she could not help me.
You're forcing me to make an opinion on something that I'm not authorized for.
I will not add it to my report as an expert opinion. I really need your help here.
Okay, I'll do what I can. I think his behavior could be best described as hyper-emotional and aggressive behavior. It seemed like he had no control over his feelings. And these extreme feelings were the driving force behind his aggressiveness.
Do you think he was happy in the Union?
Of course he was happy in the Union. What more could a destitute Russian immigrant want from life? He was given a second chance on life here.
Yet he had a difficult personality, perhaps.
You have to understand the situation that they're in when they arrive to the Union. They have to abandon all that is familiar to them. It can be very tough, especially for someone in his middle ages.
Ai, se oli siinä. No voi paska.
I've taken enough of your time today, Kati. We
Sehän meni
continue
hyvin.
later.
Sure, as you wish.
2
Thanks for your
kysymystä, ei come on.
Glad to be of service to the system.
So, Bogdanov had no control over his feelings and acted aggressive? Hyper-emotional and aggressive?
No näin se sanoi. Käydäs psykologilla.
Hello. Can I ask you a few more questions?
Certainly.
Did Mr. Bogdanov's physical appearance affect his relationship with women?
I'm afraid it did. As you very well know, physical fitness is a very important determinant in sexual partnerships in our society. He was desperate to make a good impression on World Union women. With his physical shape, that was somewhat difficult to achieve.
How do you feel he was coping with this?
He was coping with it in the only way he could, finding alternatives to compensate for his inadequacies. That is why he desperately wanted to get rich.
Get rich? Do you believe he was becoming too greedy?
It is scientifically proven that greed is good and it works. In Mr. Bogdanov's case, his greed, boosted by his desperation, was giving him an enormous motivation to be successful.
Ei kuulosta kovin terveeltä tavata elää.
Was he able to have healthy relationships with the Union women?
He was obviously struggling. His primary partner, Ms. Lukin, shared a similar past, so his relationship with her was comfortable due to familiarity. However, with native Union women, he just could not get on the same frequency. He couldn't tune in to them.
Did he express any feelings of frustration to you?
He did. Apparently, he did not grasp the basic principles of male-female relationships in the Union. He was still thinking in rogue state mentality, and because of all that, he was trying too hard.
In what ways was he trying too hard?
In our society, the lead to a sexual relationship is generally made by women. In his reality, that is a man's job. Here in the Union, as you
Yhdestä
very
paskasta
well
tyylistä toiseen paskaan
know,
tyyliin.
men
Miksei vaan
always
niinku
play
kumpi
it
tahansa
very
voisi tehdä
cool
sitä
and
aloitetta.
seem uninterested.
Tai kuka
That is
tahansa
the
lähinnä.
female role in the rogue state social intercourse. If a man is too interested or insistive on a relationship here in the Union, it is perceived by the women as
Repulsive?
Exactly.
Do you know what type of business Mr. Bogdanov was involved in?
He owned a Things Stores franchise. But you probably already know this. Do you know these stores?
Yes, of course I'm familiar with the Thing Stores. I often visit their store in the Pyramid. So much new stuff arriving every week. Very expensive stores, though.
They are, aren't they?
Do you think his business was going well?
He seemed to be doing very well lately, especially in the last month. That's why I think he was so busy.
When did you first hear about Mr. Bogdanov's death?
I received a call from Mr. Anderson. He gave me the tragic news.
Which Mr. Anderson are you referring to?
That would be Mr. Bogdanov's lawyer. He told me Mr. Bogdanov was murdered in a rogue state.
To be exact, his body was found in Odessa, Russia. I don't think I should take any more of your time today, Dr. Capello. Can we continue later?
Sure, as you wish.
Thanks for all your help.
You're welcome.
This line of questioning is a dead end. Oh, Phoenix.
Tehdään paska kuulustelee Phoenix. Käypä nyt saa jutella monelle. Tosin ei tarvinnut odottaa myöskään 90 minuuttia tätä opettajaa.
Hello. Can I ask you a few more questions?
Sure.
Sure.
How was it possible for the Thing Stores Corporation to take over ownership of Mr. Bogdanov's shares?
It has to do with Article 6 of the Final Bill of Rights, the one concerning the safekeeping of economic decision-making.
Mr. Anderson,
Mä oon lukenut noin
I don't understand how that relates to
artikkelat
my
siitä yhdestä
question.
taulusta, mutta en muista
I
millään mikä
want to know
kutonen.
why the Thing Stores Corporation now has ownership of Mr. Bogdanov's shares.
I see. You are probably not aware of the landmark case of... Oh, never mind. Article 6 can be interpreted as the shares of a minority shareholder of a company can be purchased back by the company at its book value in the event of death, even if it is not written in the company's rule book. Most new ventures include this in their rule books, and the Thing Stores Corp is one of them.
So, to put it simply,
Mikä
the
vittu
company
tää
was,
lentelee?
in a way, leasing the franchise to
Kissojen
Mr.
eleistä
Bogdanov?
pystyy päättämään, että
From
joku
a
on päässyt
contract point of
sisään,
view,
mutta mikä tuo
no.
on?
Because
Eihän
Mr.
tuo ambia.
Bogdanov actually owned those shares.
Ei muuten,
But in
mutta
practical terms, you can compare it to a lease. After all, what use is
kissojen ei
the
kannattaisi
franchise
ainakaan
to Mr.
ampiaista
Bogdanov
alkaa
when he is dead?
säätämään. Nykyään se taitaa ampiainen olla.
Can you think of a motive for Mr. Bogdanov's death?
No, I cannot. It is beyond my comprehension to even think about such a barbaric act.
To your knowledge, did Mr. Bogdanov have any enemies?
To my knowledge, he did not.
Was Mr. Bogdanov a likable individual?
I haven't the grounds nor the expertise to give an accurate answer to that question, Officer Wallace.
Was Mr. Bogdanov involved in any other business ventures?
Yes, he was.
What can you tell me about these ventures?
He had a partnership with an artist named Pierre DeVille.
What did this partnership involve?
I believe they were partners in an art consultancy venture.
And was this venture profitable as well?
I believe it was.
Did you ever meet this partner, Mr. DeVille?
No, I did not.
Mr. Anderson, I think I have all the information I
Sehän se
need
menee se
from you.
ampiainen. Sehän mä
Been a
saisin sen
great
tonne.
help. Thank you.
You are welcome.
Oh.
PA, Access GPSN census database and add Pierre DeVille's address to my navigation map.
No kappas, sehän kävi kätevästi. Niin, ykkösen... Vittu. Tosta toisesta ikkunasta, kun sen alas. Kauhea muijahdus. Tuli. Tuntuu pahalta. Pitäisikö tuolla Pierre de Villen luona käydä? Onko se täällä?
So this is Mr. DeVille's house.
Greetings. This is the home of Pierre DeVille. How may I help you?
This is Phoenix Wallace from the Adrianopolis Peace and Security Center. Inform Mr. DeVille that he has a visitor.
Please hold. Thank you for your cooperation. Please proceed inside.
Kato ykkösellä sisään.
My, oh my, what a messy place.
Hän on epäsiisti.
I bet he has a license to spill, with double O's.
Onks toi vomittia? Vanhat kun on sydänkaalisakset. Tai sit niissä on ruusunkuvia.
This place is so biohazardous. Those leftovers, they're at least a day old. Those are historic firearms. Each must be at least 100 years old. My goodness, what a barbaric weapon. That's what I call a freak of weaponry evolution. An ancient rifle, a Winchester, I believe. A laser-aimed pistol. Those were so popular with the rebels during the Great Economic War. If I remember my weapons history class correctly, that must be a 45mm Colt revolver. It was a revolutionary firearm. 200 years ago, that is.
Selvä.
He's at the bottom of our economic pyramid, just like Bogdanov. What a mess! I'd prefer not to touch this mess unless I have to.
Ei todennäköisesti tässä pitää tehdä jotain jossain vaiheessa.
He must be Mr. DeVille.
Hello, Mr. DeVille.
Who are you?
I'm Phoenix Wallace from the
Anteeksi,
Adrianopolis
miten
Peace
se
and
lausui
Security
se?
Center. I'm a peace officer.
You are? Why are you looking for me?
I'm here in an official capacity. I need to ask you some questions regarding a case.
Well, I'm awfully busy. Can it wait?
I'm afraid it cannot wait. May I sit down?
Okay, suit yourself.
This will only take a few minutes, Mr. DeVille.
The name is Pierre.
Okay, Pierre. And you can call me Phoenix. Pierre, I got your name and address from Mr. Anderson.
I don't know a Mr. Anderson. Are you sure you have the right Pierre DeVille?
Yes, I am sure.
You know, Phoenix, you could have approached me directly. You didn't have to get my name from a third party.
What are you talking about?
I know your type. You must have seen me down at the club the other night. Were you too shy to approach me in front of others?
Pierre, I think you've got the wrong idea.
Oh, come on, Phoenix. You don't need to beat around the bush.
Oh man.
Really, I'm flattered.
Flattered? I'm not here to flatter you. I'm here to question you about an active case.
But of course you are. I was just trying to get your hopes up.
My hopes up? I am here for business, not to hit on you.
Oh, I knew that. Just testing your integrity, officer.
I need to ask you some questions about Vasily Bogdanov.
Vasily? Why would you ask me questions about Vasily Bogdanov? Go ask him yourself.
I'm afraid that's not possible.
Everything is possible, honey. You just gotta make things happen.
Nice motto, Pierre. But I can't make things happen in a situation like this.
And what situation would that be?
Vasily Bogdanov is dead. So, how would you describe your working relationship with Mr. Bogdanov?
Whoa! Did you just say Vasily is dead?
You heard me right.
Oh, that's too bad. We had great plans for our business.
I'm sorry about your loss, Pierre.
So, how did it happen? He must have had a heart attack or something.
What makes you say that?
You know, he was on the heavy side and all.
Actually, Mr. Bogdanov was murdered.
He was murdered? Where?
In the port city of Odessa.
Wow. What was he doing in Japan?
I said Odessa, not Okinawa. It's a port city in the Russian rogue state.
Ei oo kyllä Odessa ja Okinawaka yhtään lähellä, että meni toi servaus ihan hukkaan.
Right. So, how would you describe your
Oisin sanonut edes Osaka vaikka tai jotain.
I guess you could say we got along pretty well, considering all our differences.
What kind of differences?
Well, for one thing, he was quite a bit older, and he seemed to have come from a much different background. I don't know, just a feeling I have.
Tietääkö toi, että se on immigrant?
And he had a strange attitude towards women. With his accent and all, I can tell a true Scandinavian when I see one.
But Mr. Bogdanov...
Vittu, tää on kyllä käsittämätöntä tää dialogi.
I knew that. Where'd you say he was from?
I haven't told you yet. Would you like to know?
Sure. Surprise me.
Mr. Bogdanov was an immigrant from Russia.
No shit.
Shit.
Now that I think about it, he was a bit roguish.
So, he never mentioned that he was an immigrant?
Nope. Never said anything about Russia to me.
Aha.
Pierre, I think I gathered enough information from you for the time being. Maybe we can continue our conversation later.
Sure.
Sure.
My goodness, this guy is so awful. I don't think I could have tolerated any more of him.
Samaa mieltä. Mä pitää mennä nukkumaan pikkuhiljaa. Eikö ookin?
It's getting late.
Jep. Pitääkö mun taas mennä kahville sen saakutin Alessandran kanssa? Ei välttämättä pidä. Ah! Of all things to collect, Pierre chooses ancient pain-inflicting weapons. He thinks he's so macho and hot, but he's really totally repulsive. I hate this guy. Hate him. Täällä on itselläkin varmaan vähän tunteiden säätelyssä ongelmia. That guy Pierre DeVille is so awful. I don't think anyone else could have tolerated much more from him. His attitude was so disgusting. I hope I won't have to deal with him too much during my investigation. Mennään sitten ekana seuduun. Pierre de Ville. Here I go again on my own. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Hello, Pierre. Do you have some time for a few questions?
I guess I do. Whatever.
When did you last see Mr. Bogdanov?
I can't remember. I'm very bad with dates.
Could it have been close to the time of his death?
I don't know. When did he die, anyway?
Sunday, April 7th.
Let me think. Guess the last time I talked to him was March
Se kun on jumissa
31st.
leukaluut tai nivelet
Good
taas.
memory. I thought you just said you were not good with dates.
Well, it's hard to forget payday, isn't it?
Se on kyllä ihan totta.
What was your business relationship with Mr. Bogdanov?
Mitä tuolla taulussa
Well,
lukee tuolla
we were
takana?
partners, of
Tää
course.
super sexy.
And who had the upper hand?
Muutama
We
autota
were
kamaa.
beyond that, Phoenix. We had a common understanding that neither one of us had the upper hand.
So, I assume it was a 50-50 partnership.
That's it. We split everything, even Steven.
So, who was responsible for what in this partnership?
Well, we were like the two halves of an apple. I would provide creativity, and he'd deal with sales and marketing.
And I suppose these two halves completed the apple?
Yeah, you could say that. Hey, you're smarter than you look.
Thank you for the kind words, Pierre. You have a way of making a woman feel fabulous.
My pleasure, Phoenix. And let me tell you, I don't compliment every woman I come across.
Aika vähän
I'm so
älyttävä hahmo.
flattered, Pierre. I don't know what to say.
You just let me know if you want me to make you feel even better. They don't call me Hot Pants for nothing.
Oh god.
What is your area of specialty in art?
I'm really good at experimental abstract 3D formations.
Oh, that sounds complicated.
Oh, yeah, it sure is.
So, what exactly do you create?
I create objects d'art. All sorts of it.
Do you mind if I take a look at some of your objets d'art?
Be my guest, doll. I'll show you anything you want to see.
Joo.
My art and beyond.
Penis ei varmaan ole sitä taidetta.
Thanks. I'll take a look on my way out.
You can take a look right now. It's all here.
What's all here?
Come on, baby. You're looking at it.
I think I understand what you're referring to, and I regret to say I'm here for official business only.
Have it your way, you stick in the mud. It's your loss.
Pierre, I need some fresh air. Maybe we'll continue our chat some other day.
Sure.
I cannot believe it. Can it get more disgusting than this? I've got to get out of here.
Ei nyt kovin paljon.
I think it's time to report my findings to Chief Morrison.
Aha. Damn.
I have some important facts to discuss, Chief.
I only have a little time. Continue.
Ai vittu, kun on paljon reporta.
Alethea Cordoba told me that someone who was impersonating a peace officer had already been at the Thing store, and this impersonator asked her questions about Bogdanov.
A peace officer impersonator? How bizarre. You'd better find out who this person is.
Actually, I got the description of this impersonator, Chief.
Good. Check our census databases and let me know if you find something.
Ei databases, vaan databases.
Alethea Cordoba last saw Bogdanov the Saturday before his death. Although not very concise, Alethea claims that Bogdanov was behaving normally that day. Douglas Anderson said that Mr. Bogdanov had a very high employee turnover rate, and that one of his former employees had filed an unfair labor practice suit.
You don't say.
No eikö tavallaan ihmetytä, kun se harrastaa seksuaalista häirintääkin.
Apparently, Larissa Lukin is a recent immigrant from Russia. She speaks English with a strong accent.
You don't say.
You don't say. Sille vittu ei ole mitään hyötyä tästäkään
You
tutkimukseen.
keep sending me useless reports about Bogdanov's past, but no relevant information.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Kati Stavropoulos told me that Bogdanov was cared for by his late grandparents.
Olisiko mun pitänyt valita niistä jotkut? Mä en voi käydä kaikki läpi. Olisiko mun pitänyt niinku valita oikeet sieltä, mikä on asiallista, eikä tommosia you don't say paskaa. Okei, hyvä tietää. Seuraava raportointi hetkeen varten.
Did you ask DeVille anything about their partnership?
Oh, yes. Pierre DeVille claims that he and Bogdanov had a 50-50 partnership in their art consultancy business. Apparently, Pierre provided creativity, and Bogdanov dealt with sales and marketing. Pierre added that they shared everything, even Stephen.
Pierre sounds like a very trusting partner. I wonder who was dealing with the accounting.
I'm pretty sure it was Bogdanov, Chief. Pierre didn't strike me as a finance wizard.
Phoenix, during the Bogdanov investigation, you may request financial search or questioning warrants during our meetings.
Okay.
However, I want you to be careful about for whom you request a warrant. I will only accept your request if you can convince me soundly. Understood?
Yes, Chief.
Okay. Questioning warrant for... Ei varmaan kenellekään tarvitse.
I have nothing further to mention at this time.
Phew. I managed that one okay. I need to be very careful about what to report to Chief Morrison. And those warrants, I know they will be a very important part of my investigation.
Siis joku olisi voinut kertoa mulle, että mun pitää valikoida niistä. Mä luulen, että toi vähän niin kuin se kahvikeskustelu, että käydään kaikki läpi. Mun pitääkin osata valita oleelliset tiedot Dagmarille.
Oh, I gotta go now.
Another security screening interview in 1 hour. Your interviewee's name is Shakira Al-Hayani. She is from the Arab League. You're an experienced interviewer now. I'm sure you do a great job. Alright.
That must be Ms. Al-Hayani.
Hello, Ms. Al-Hayani. My name is Phoenix Wallace. I'm a senior peace officer here at the center. I will be conducting your security screening interview. Did I pronounce your name right?
Oh, just call me Shakira, Officer Wallace.
Okay,
Shakira. Now, I'm going to give you a small brief about the procedure.
Sure.
You're here today because you passed all necessary tests required for you to become a World Union citizen.
Yes, I know. I'm so happy.
I can see that. I'm here today to evaluate your citizenship application from a security perspective.
Sure. I'll show you that I am no threat to the Union.
Oi, nyt sitä saalistetaan. Taas sukkia kotona.
But we need to evaluate your fitness to our society from a security point of view.
I understand, Officer Wallace. I can only imagine how bad people are trying to force their way into the Union.
Yes, they are. Shall we start?
I'm ready.
No niin, jatketaan. Inquire about her childhood.
Can you please tell me about your childhood?
Sure. I was born and raised in Beirut.
And your biological family?
My biological father is a local merchant. My bio mother is a housewife, and I'm their only child.
Did you have a pleasant childhood?
Oh, yes. My parents sent me to the best schools. My English was perfect when I arrived here, you know. There's so many applicants. They come here, and they don't even know how to speak English. I mean, hello?
Vähän smug-tyyppi
They learn
tääkin.
pretty fast with the accelerated programs, though, don't they?
Well, of course they do. But they always have this really thick accent. Oh, I love your accent. I wish I could talk like you someday.
I'm sure you will. Is your biological family rich?
Oh, yes, they are. That's how I could afford the Immigration Academy.
I see.
Siis kaikki, jotka tänne hakee, on ihan vittu ylimielisiä munapäitä. Kai tää systeemi tekee niistä automaattisesti semmosia.
What is your vision of the World Union?
It's simply the best place to be. I love the fashion there. It changes so
Siis tämän paikan
rapidly.
muoti on ihan
I
vittu
can simply spend
kauheeta.
my entire
Siis
time
joku
shopping.
2000-luvun muoti maassakin on ollut kauniimpaa kuin tää.
Who doesn't?
Nyt niinku menee vähän
Did you
noin
get to shop a lot in
perseen
Beirut?
nuorenat yli.
Sure. As I mentioned, my biological father was a merchant. He had access to almost everything.
Including illegal trade?
No, of course not. Although, I have to admit, he used to trade tobacco products. It's legal in the Arab League, you know.
Used to? He doesn't do it anymore?
No. He's heavily involved with the trade in the World Union now, and his trade partners brought the condition of not trading substances that the Union considers illegal.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. He is now a World Union certified trading partner.
What does science mean to you?
I don't really understand science, Officer Wallace, but I never question scientific rules either.
Why not?
Because some wise women and men discover all this stuff for us, and it's for our own good that we follow what they say.
Can we say you live scientifically?
Of course. Scientific rules are the fundamentals of human life and development, and I really like my life.
Do you ever get the urge for an unscientific life?
No, I don't. I can't see myself getting fat or anything, if that's what you're referring to.
No, I was more referring to economic favoritism.
Me? Favoritism? I don't think so. I like to keep my money.
What about taking?
Gee, I like that too.
What about nuptial agreements?
I don't think so, officer. I never got in such an agreement, and frankly never understood it.
What about your bio parents?
I could never understand how they did it. They tried to get me into it too, but I resisted, and here I am now.
Here I am. Boop, boop. Kysytään kuntoilusta.
How far would you go for keeping fit and healthy?
Oh, it's part of my lifestyle now.
How come?
I hear that there is intense competition for men in the Union. So, I need to keep healthy and fit.
Is that important to you?
Of course. I like sex just like anyone else, and I'm especially good at keeping my men.
Keeping fit can be a difficult task.
Voi
And our
jumala.
fitness standards here in the
Taas
Union are quite
pudotellaan
high.
housuja. Ja
Do you
kaikki.
believe you have what it takes to be
Semmosta
fit?
se on.
Absolutely, officer. You see my figure? Besides, I got top grades in the physical education classes at the academy. No worries there for me.
Ei ole mitään luottoa tähän yhteiskuntaan, jos nämä haastattelut on tätä tasoa.
What was the worst thing about the Immigration Academy?
The accommodations were weak, but I can take that for a short period. The men there sucked, though.
They did what?
Oh, they weren't good enough. I couldn't find anyone that was of interest to me.
Phoenix oli
I
heti
can't
siellä,
wait
eikä
to
se ole
get my
imetty
hands on the
mitään.
Union men. I heard so much about them.
World Union men can be very difficult.
So I heard. But I'm not worried at all. I have my ways with men.
Well, that's an important survival tool.
Sure is.
What is your definition of happiness?
Happiness is freely floating around and buying whatever you want.
Can you elaborate?
I want to be free and go wherever I want without any interruptions from my biological parents. And I have the money. I want to spend it any way I want.
What about partners and friends?
Yeah, they make me happy too. But they never last long. My sexual partners are usually not good enough for me.
Justhan toi sanoi, että se on good at keeping men. Ja nyt ne ei sitten yhtäkkiä pysykään sen rinnalla.
It was so easy to get what you want from
Hienosti
guys.
soitettu
They are all
piano.
the same, you know. Wherever you go in the world.
Aina yllättää, kun noi vahingossa soittaa pianoa.
Do you feel totally repentant from your past actions?
Well, I can't really say that I have a lot to repent for.
You don't?
I was the only one in my personal confession class that didn't have anything to confess.
How come?
Well, I suppose I must have been living the World Union way all along.
That's pretty amazing. I wonder how it was possible.
When you have enough money, anything is possible, Officer Wallace.
Mitäs scrutinaistetaan? Motiiveja.
Why did you decide to emigrate to the World Union?
I needed more space, you know?
That's it? You needed more space?
Of course not. Also my parents, my bio parents, were starting to get on my nerves.
Why? What were they doing?
Well, they wanted me to get married. I mean, get into a nuptial agreement.
Did they make demands on you?
Sure, plenty. It is a part of the rogue state reality. Gotta get a nuptial agreement. I was having a lot of fun, as it was. Getting married was the last thing I wanted to do.
Did you have multiple sexual partners in Beirut?
Of course.
But isn't that against social rules there?
Sure, but I knew my ways.
What ways were those?
Well, my parents didn't have to know everything I did.
Did you lie to them?
Every now and then I did. But I had to do it to maintain my modern lifestyle.
I suppose you did. But remember, lying is not socially accepted in the Union at all.
Does that mean I passed the test?
Yes, it does. Congratulations. My indicators show that you are fit to live in the Union society. You have no obstacles to become a Union citizen.
Oh, thank you, officer.
Kaikki pääsee läpi.
Thank you.
She was so indifferent to life. Doesn't exactly know what she wants to do. But that's okay. She'll make a good citizen.
Sehän vaikutti jotain teini-ikäiseltä, niin ihmekään, että se on vähän hukassa. Mihin sitten? Mennään Pieru de Ville. Aha, it's getting late. Right. Mennään nukkuun. Mennään nukkuun. Sitten mennään pyramiidille. Thing Store. En muutenkin käynyt katsomaan, mitä tuo ylhäällä on. Onko sinne tullut jotain uutta?
Hi, Monica. I'm back.
Hello, Officer Wallace. Good to see you again.
Ottakaas. Pieni hetki pitää jostain syystä taas. Ask if Bogdanov had a problem fitting in the World Union. Mä kysyn tätäkin. Mä kysyn aina vaan seksikumppanista, kun se tuntuu olevan jostain se tämän pelin nyt juoni.
Do you know about any of Mr. Bogdanov's sexual partners?
I don't know if it's appropriate for me to discuss that with you.
Why not?
Toi on ite
It's
yksi.
a private matter, and I think it should be respected.
Do you have skeletons in the closet?
Are you implying that I have something to hide?
Do you have anything hidden?
It's not like I'm trying to hide anything. It's just that I need to respect Mr. Bogdanov's wishes.
And those wishes were?
Oh, Officer Wallace, you never give up, do you?
No, I don't.
How would you describe your working relationship?
Tosi huono ryhti tuolla puna-asuusella
He
tässä
was
takana.
utterly professional. I learned a great
Itelläkin
deal
on kyllä
about
tuommoinen Goblin-asento
the
tosi
business
usein
world from
tietokoneella.
him.
What about the pay?
I'm not in this for the money. I'm here to gain professional experience. Taking this position was a
Jäätävä
career,
nälkä.
and I
Kun
feel
syödään
like
ennen kuin alkaa pelaa.
I've been compensated in other, more intangible ways.
I wonder which position you're referring to.
My position as a junior sales clerk, of course. Actually, Mr. Bogdanov was planning on promoting me to a senior position. We will see if that promotion happens now that he's deceased.
So, you're very happy about working here?
I'm ecstatic with this position.
Meneekö nää vähän väärin nää
But
kamerakulmat
of
nyt?
course, things will be different.
Tuntuu, että aina kun
now that
toinen
Mr.
puhuu, niin se
Bogdanov
joka
is
on
no
hiljaa
longer with
kuvataan.
us.
To your knowledge, was Mr. Bogdanov involved in any other business venture?
Yes, I am aware of another venture of his.
And that would be?
He had a lucrative art consultancy business on the side. He was a man of refined taste.
He must have been so classy. I wish I could have met this man. By the way, do you have any other information regarding this art consultancy venture of his?
Oh no, my job here is strictly on the floor. He wanted me here, where I could stay on top of things.
Oh, you must be a very efficient worker.
That's what Mr. Bogdanov used to tell me.
Saakeli tuli kauheasti lisää uusia vai?
Did Mr. Bogdanov ever mention his relationships with others?
Sure, he confided in me about everything.
So, Mr. Bogdanov must have told you about his friends. Do you know any of them?
No, I never had the privilege of meeting his friends, but I know he was a popular person.
How come?
Because Mr. Bogdanov told me endless stories about his nights on the town. You know, dining at fancy restaurants and hanging out at sleek clubs.
Didn't he ask you to join him?
Oh no, he had too much respect for our working relationship, and he didn't think it was appropriate.
Why not? Was it against company rules?
No, he thought the other girls on the floor would be jealous about extra attention being shown to me. He was concerned that it might adversely affect my career.
Tähän venyttää niskaa. Kuka toi Piper on? Missä mä voin jutella sille?
So, tell me about the girls you work with. How about Piper?
Piper. So what do you want to know?
What kind of working relationship do you have?
We have a relationship built on respect. She is an exemplary things store sales clerk, very devoted to her job and to pleasing her customers.
I can't wait to meet this young lady.
Oh, you will, when she comes back from the
Se on
islands.
se lomareissulla.
Yes, I'm sure she'll provide valuable insight regarding Mr. Bogdanov and his case.
Täytyy muuten myöntää, että
I doubt if
tää
anyone can be as helpful
Things
as I
Storen
have been.
myyjien univormu on
Why
ehkä
is
fiksuin, mitä tässä
Because
yhteiskunnassa on
Piper wasn't
tähän
able to
asti
get as
nähty.
close to Mr. Bogdanov.
Et siinä on jotain järkeä jopa tuossa kokonaisuudessa.
I learned so much about working on this shop floor from you, Monica. And your personal insight regarding Mr. Bogdanov. Thank you.
Of course, Officer Wallace. You know where to find me if the system needs my assistance.
Yes, of course. Goodbye, Monica.
Goodbye, Officer Wallace.
All that talk and effort. The result is nothing but useless gossip.
No, en oo kovin hyvä neuvottelija. Anteeksi nyt siitä sitten. Okei, eli piipperi tulee sitten joskus myöhemmin takaisin. Mennään Pierute Villen taloon.
Pierre. Do you have some time for a few questions?
I guess I do. Whatever.
Did Mr. Bogdanov ever mention his relationships with others?
What kind of relationships are you talking about?
Any kind.
Like the sexual stuff and all?
That's a good place to begin.
Heti alkoi kuolemaan
Well,
sexual
let me
stuff.
tell you, Phoenix, from what he told me, and it wasn't very easy to understand him sometimes, he was bonking them one after another.
What do you mean? Taking them out to dinner or something?
Oh, come on. Don't you understand English?
I do. As a matter of fact, I went to college in Great Britain.
You studied in GB, and you don't know the term bonking? Get out of here.
Now I'm afraid to ask what it means.
Bonking, girl. You know, like shagging, romping.
Okay, Pierre. You don't have to spell it out for me.
Yep, that Bogdanov had a way with the young ladies.
Which young ladies are you talking about?
You know, the ones at the thing store.
Who? The sales clerks?
You betcha.
All three of them?
That's what the man said. He had them on rotation.
Oh god. Ja tää on ihan ylpeänä tää. Yeah.
So, how long had you and Mr. Bogdanov been partners?
Just over 2 months. You wouldn't believe how quickly we got on the same wavelength. After just one meeting, we agreed to become partners. We were ready to go. Just 2 days after we first met. Can you believe that?
Wow. Talk about synergy. It sounds like you were meant to work together.
That's right. And we handled our partnership in the traditional way.
And what way is that?
You know, we didn't sign any papers. Just an informal shake of the hands.
You mean you did not sign a formal partnership agreement?
Nope. You could say it was a good old-fashioned verbal agreement. And you know what, Phoenix? Business was just starting to take off.
I'm sorry that your partnership had to end so abruptly.
Yeah, me too. You know what they say in America, though?
I'm sure they say many things in America. Which one are you referring to, Pierre?
They say, shit happens, and then you die.
You seem to have some collection there, Pierre. What kind of guns are those?
The explosive and deadly kind.
Oh, they're all firearms, aren't they? I guess I should have known.
That's right, sugar. You should have known.
Why do you say that?
Because that's the kind of guy I am, too.
What, explosive and deadly?
Exactly, babe. Are you getting the chills?
I can't say that I am. Should I be?
Sure. They all get the chills right before it happens.
And where did you get this firearm collection?
I got those pieces in Lincoln, North America.
I can't believe you display these barbaric weapons in your home like this.
What do you mean, barbaric? They are antique weapons of self-defense, relics from a time when our mighty system wasn't there to protect the people. These pieces deserve some respect.
I don't respect any pain-inflicting device. They're all a part of our barbaric past, and I don't understand what people admire about them.
Obviously, we don't see eye to eye about my collection. I believe it's time you left my house. I had enough of your nosy questions, and your attitude is killing my inspiration.
Oh, sorry, Pierre. I was only doing my job.
Oikein pysy ajatus kasassa, kun väsyttää niin saatanasti vieläkin.
Either this guy is a true psycho, but it can't be. His quarterly psychological analysis would show something. I think he even threatened me. Me, a peace officer.
Tää Fiinikki vähän ehkä epävarma itsestään. Koska mä voin koskea näin.
I prefer not to touch.
Aika vielä. Right. No mennään vaikka Child Development Center.
Hello. Did you encourage him to see a therapist about your recent quarrels?
As a matter of fact, I asked him to have joint sessions with a therapist of his choice, at my expense. But he said it wasn't necessary.
Did you seek help from your therapist?
Yes, I was very anxious to straighten the problem out. But my therapist was unable to help without Vasili's presence as well.
Did your quarrels center around anything specific?
No, the topics were never consistent. In the recent month, he became so volatile and unpredictable. He would start shouting for the stupidest reasons.
He was actually shouting at you?
Yes, but I truly believe it was beyond his control. He used to be so nice.
Why did you choose to become a teacher?
Well, it was my advisor who discovered my paternal and nurturing skills and encouraged me to become a teacher. And I've been very pleased with my choice. How about you? Why did you become a peace officer?
Oh, it is a very long story. Let me just say, Ms. Rottenmeier had a lot to do with it.
In what way?
She told me I had extraordinary analytical skills, but lacked the persuasive skills to become a successful business executive. In plain English, I have a low emotional quotient. I suppose I could have been a good scientist if I had a high enough intelligence quotient.
Don't be so hard on yourself, sweetheart. I'm sure you're really good at what you do. Our system ensures that every citizen finds the right job to fulfill their potential.
During your quarrels, was he still using politically correct manners?
No, he would shout at me, as if he'd forgotten everything he'd learned at the Immigration Academy. Then he would mumble in Russian. I think he even may have been cursing at me.
As in foul language?
Yes. To think that my Vasili could stoop to such low levels, I had to stop seeing him.
Mutta on sentään tainnut lopettaa tuon suhteen sitten.
I think I have all
Jos
the
ei siitä keitä
information I need from
kukaan
you
hae
about my
apua.
case, Kati. Thanks for all your time.
Glad to be of service
Pisteet
to the
Katille
system.
siitä.
If I didn't know better, I would say that Mr. Bogdanov was going totally wacko. But that's not possible in our tranquil system. Besides, it would show on his quarterly psychological evaluation.
Wacko ei ole muuten kovin poliittisesti korrekti termi Phoenix. Mihin helvettiin mä sitten? Varmaan kapelolla. Mäkö sä soittaa sille mummolle, että menis sellu? Pitäis varmaan soittaa.
What did Mr. Bogdanov do in his free time?
He told me he spent a good deal of time in the gym. He wanted to become very fit. He felt that his poor physical form made him an outcast in the society.
And did all this time in the gym give him the results he was hoping for?
I would not know that, Ms. Wallace. I only had 2 sessions with him. But my impression is he was really struggling with his physical appearance. He told me that he hoped he could offset his unattractive physique by other means.
And did he mention these other means?
No, he did not. But my impression is that he had a very strong urge to become very
Se
rich.
me tiedetään jo.
He liked hanging out at expensive places. And he was rapidly developing expensive tastes, such as having therapy sessions from me. It is quite unusual for an individual with an HDI of 70 to come to a real therapist.
What expensive places did he mention?
He liked the Stardust very much. It is a very chic club in the pyramid, usually a hangout frequented by devotees.
Was there anything in particular that he was drawn to at that club?
Sure. It was Mata Hari.
Mata Hari?
Yes. She's an exotic dancer. She has this incredible show at the
Joka tää on ihan ihmeessä, että mikä vittu Mata Hari, mut sillähän olisi...
Even I could not take my eyes
Miksi
off
sitä
her.
kutsutaan? Kassakaappi sen Mata Hari-taulun takana.
Just like insects are attracted to light.
Do you think Mr. Bogdanov was also attracted to this Mata Hari?
Very much so. She was like a goddess to him. And he wanted to make an impression on her death.
Pääsiköhän tässä kattoo Mata Hari
It
strippishow?
seemed to me like he would do anything to grab her attention. And he thought he needed higher credibility in order to do that. He felt more secure being near to Mata Hari, like a temporary illusion that he had a very high credit status.
Do you think Mata Hari had noticed him?
I'm not sure. Women like Mata Hari like to pay just enough attention to men, and then they walk away. My impression of what he said is that he was on the verge of developing an affinity for her.
Kun näitä voi kysyä vaikka
I
2
don't think I should take
kysymystä.
any more of your time today, Dr. Capello.
Tosi
Can we
raskas
continue
systeemi.
later?
Sure.
Ja sitten
As
kun
you
kyselet
Thanks for
jonkun jotain juttuja, näitä tulee totta kai lisää dialogivaihtoehtoja, ja sitten on tämmöstä.
I should check out this Stardust Club in the evening.
Jaha, meneekö bilettää?
PA. Add Club Stardust at the Pyramid to my navigation map.
Bilettään, onnellaan, onnellaan, onnellaan. Missä mä nyt voin käydä? Pitääkö minun soittaa tälle Larissalle?
Hello, Ms. Lucan. This is Peace Officer Phoenix Wallace. How are you?
Oh, hello, dear. I'm fine. And you?
Very good. Can I come and visit you sometime so we can continue our chat?
Oh, I don't know, dear. I am still not feeling very well.
I assure you it will only be for a few minutes.
No, I don't think today is good. My therapist instructed me not to be in contact with anyone.
Oh, I see. I will call back later. Please take care of yourself, Ms. Lucan.
Thank you, dear. It is very kind of you.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Aha,
I wonder if there's anything I can do to make her feel more comfortable.
Maybe I should invite Larissa somewhere she'll feel comfortable. I don't need to talk to her right.
no kutsu se johonkin saatana, jos sä tommosia alat höpöttelee. No, mihin me sit voidaan mennä? Onks getting late?
It's getting late.
No, on hyvä, voidaan mennä bilettää. Käydään vaihtaa vaatteet. Nyt sitten joku kunnon klubivaatteet päälle. Lähdetään kuuntelemaan vähän Petri Nygårdia.
What should I wear?
Ei ollut tuo hyvä.
What should I wear?
Oliko toi ylin se hyvä? Ei se käy. Juu, tuolla lähdetään. No niin. Sitten vielä kuselee eka.
Not right now.
No ei sit mennä pisulle. Sitten mennään klubille. Mut klubin vessat on sit ihan kauheet. No mitä vittua, se meni nukkumaan. Piti mennä klubille. Ui juma. Haista kakka Phoenix.
Hi, Ms. Lucan. It's Phoenix Wallace again.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Very good. And you?
I am slightly better, I guess.
Look, Ms. Lucan, I know these are very difficult times for you, and I appreciate your patience with me. Why don't we continue our conversation in a more pleasant place? Do you mind, if we have coffee at the Pyramid?
Oh, well, I must admit it is tempting.
I assure you I will go very easy on you.
Well, all right then.
How about if we meet at Café Rosé in 1 hour?
Oh, that is my favorite. See you in 1 hour then. Bye.
Goodbye. That was easy. I guess I'm getting better at this.
Ansa on asetettu, nyt vaan painostetaan niin saatanasti kunnon kysymyksiä
Hello,
päälle.
Ms. Lucan.
Oh, hello, dear.
I'm glad you could make it.
aika
I
raju
wouldn't pass a
bullshit
chance.
tuolla luki, niin oho, ups, painoin skipin tuohon.
How is the cuisine here compared to Russia?
Here, there are so many choices. In Russia, we were usually stuck with Russian food only. Not much to mention about that.
Isn't there anything you miss?
Oh, sure. Vodka.
Vodka? Isn't that nearly 50% alcohol?
Yes, so what?
Don't you know about the damage it can make to your metabolism? It can...
I know, dear. I read it all. But still, it makes you feel very good. And living in a land like Russia, you definitely need
Ei
it.
kovin Venäjä myönteinen peli. No, lähdetäänkö heti nussimisasioista liikenteeseen? No niin,
So,
nyt
do you have
mummo,
other
anna
sexual
palaa.
partners here in Adrianopolis?
No. I suppose I am sort of old-fashioned in that sense. How about you?
I have a preferred boyfriend. I don't know. We're all right. We have good sex and all. But I always get the feeling that there's something missing.
There is always something missing. Don't worry, dear. You are
Drink
very
vodka.
pretty. You don't have others?
Not a steady second. I have one night stands here and there.
Safety in Russia.
How safe are the Russian streets?
Not safe at all. We had to go out with bodyguards at all times, and only to designated areas and districts. Otherwise, anything could happen.
Designated by whom?
By the common sense, of course. In order to survive in that kind of environment, you need to know who hangs out where.
Larissa, why do you think Mr. Bogdanov called Russia the cursed land?
He did not like it there at all. He kept saying the root of all evil lied there.
He was feeling that negative about his homeland.
Sure, as a Union citizen, you cannot possibly understand the differences between here and there.
I guess I need to visit there sometime.
I hope you'll never need to.
Ei hitto, se loppui siihen.
Thank you for coming all the way here to talk to me, Larissa. Maybe we'll continue chatting tomorrow at your home.
Sure, dear. Au revoir.
En edes juonut mitään kahvia.
Well, that got me nowhere. It's very difficult to get any useful information from this woman.
Miten musta tuntuu, että aina kun mä haastattelen jotain, niin toi on vaan silleen, että useless stuff. Mä en osaa haastatella ketään oikein. Think story. Mites Monika? Missä on Monika? Monika! Eiks mä voi enää Monikan kanssa jutella? Mä en voi tehdä Monikan kanssa enkä Alitia. Pitäis saada se piipperi tänne. Onks toi Piper? Piper! Kyllä sen on pakko olla Piper.
I haven't seen her around before. Behaves as if she owns the place.
Hi, I'm Senior Officer Phoenix Wallace from the Adrianopolis Peace and Security Center. And you are?
Who, me? My name is Piper.
Is that your last name?
No. Piper is my first name.
Tuolla on
And
ainakin
Darlington is my
attitudea.
last name. Duh.
Don't get snippy with me, young lady. I am here for official business.
Excuse me. How may
Alkaa, tästä tulee kauhea
you?
I haven't
dialogi.
seen you here before, Piper.
I was on spring break last week, and I just came back. That explains why you don't know me.
So I heard. What was your first reaction when you learned about Mr. Bogdanov's death?
Do you really want to know?
Sure. This is an investigation.
Well, I can't say I shed a tear. I am not the emotional type.
How did you hear about
En
Mr.
aio kehua ton
Bogdanov's
kenkiä ja hiuksia
I heard it from the
yhtään.
other girls. The moment I arrived at work, after my
Ihan siistit hiukset, en mä sitä sano, mutta en aio kehua,
And
kun se
did
on
they tell
tommonen
you any
attitude
details
mua
regarding
kohtaan.
Oh, yes. They told me more than I wanted to know.
Oh, really? Such as what?
Oh, you know, they say he was murdered for his flesh. His mutilated body was found near a garbage dump. His legs and arms had been severed. His internal organs were stolen. And some of his body parts were cooked and eaten by the ultra-hungry in them rogue states. You know.
Oh, brother, here we go again. I think you girls have been watching too many rogue state reality shows.
Approach her harshly. Mennään nyt törkeästi.
I would like to ask some questions.
Does this mean I get to take a longer break from work?
That depends on how cooperative you are.
So that means the less I cooperate, the longer it's gonna take. Cool. I'll be glad to cooperate at my own pace.
Well, young lady, I think you better cooperate at my pace. Or
What? You're gonna have my supervisor dock my pay?
no, cutie. I'm gonna get a warrant in order to question you down at the Peace Center.
You can't do that, can you? I didn't do anything.
When I question you at my pace, I will find out if you did anything or not.
No niin, kato vähän kovistellaan, niin alkaa teinitkin helisee.
I will be glad to cooperate.
New urgent message. Phoenix. IT terrorists have somehow infiltrated your network and probed our files. Our experts informed me that these hackers took a special interest in your data folders. Please check your files and folders and see if there is any information missing.
Piper, I need to leave at once. There's an urgent matter.
Suit yourself. You know where to find me.
Bye for now. I will come back soon.
Bye.
Bye. Saakut.
Darn. She was just beginning to talk. Oh well, next time. I should check my PA, too. Maybe the hackers accessed my files.
Certainly smart. I wish you wouldn't act like a lippy bitch all the time. No nyt on kovaa kielenkäyttö. Arrogant bastard. Hate him, hate him, hate. Täällä on kyllä vähän viha-ongelmia täälläkin hahmolla. Hei, täällä on taas tämmönen hacker data file. Mutta muutenkin tehdä jotain täällä koneessa. Darkmark käski mua tekee asioita.
I don't need to.
Record not
Nope.
found.
Nothing here.
Yeah.
That's not my...
Data processing. Onks tää nyt image taas sitten? Files.
I'm not sure if I can deal with this low-level stuff. We'll see.
Mistä mä tiedän mitkä näihin tulee? Miten voi tietää? Hei, ne muuttuu tolle. Okei. Okay. Okei. Okay. Pitäisikö näistä pareista jotain niin osata päätyä? En vittu tiedä. 8 DCF 498B. Onko tosta 4 eroa niinku? 4, 8, siinä on 4 välillä. D, 9. C, B, A, 9. Siinäkin on 4. Sitten toi menee 8. C, D, E, F. Siinäkin on 4. Onko 4 niinku se juttu? Eli Sitten pitäisi vaan tietää, että mikä näistä kuuluu yhteen minkäkään. Koska... No, onneksi näitä yksittäisiä voi rämpyttää. Noin. No, sitten on näistä kaksittaisia. Okei, 9, 4, 8, 7, 6, 5. Ei sano pakko, että toi 5, 5. B4 on A, 9, 8, 7. Ja tohon tulisi sitten 4. Ei. 9 A, B, C. C, D, E, F. Noin. Sitten A, A. B, C, D, E. Onko jossain 2 E:tä? Ei. Tuo on D. A, B, C ensin. Muuttuuko tää jossain vaiheessa sillä, että ne ei olekaan 4 sitten enää? A, B, C, D. D, C, B, A. Sekä oikein tuohon nollaamme. Eihän noin Eeta tossa edes tolle. Tossa on 1, 1. Mut ei nää kaikki sit oo mitään 4. Ton on pakko, että toi 1, 2, 1 D ton E. Kuinka monta on ykkösen E välillä? Siinä on ihan vitusti välillä. Hän sillä voi toimia. Koska D, C, B, A. Niin sit 9 eteenpäin. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 3, 2, 1. Sehän menee yli 10. Hän sillä voi toimia. No mites B, B, D, D? Siinähän on tosi vähän välissä. C, B, 2. Niin onko sit E? A, B, C. Oliko tähän C? Vittu meni yli. Ai nyt kirjaimia olekaan ihan koko aakkosia. No se helpottaa asiaa huomattavasti. C. Ja D on sit varmaan B. Ei. No me voidaan tehdä tälle. Let's hinkutiin boys. Mä en jaksa ajatella tätä yhtään enempää. FOD. Fuck off and die. Mitäs siellä nyt on? A, B, C, D, E, F. Niin on siihen suuntaan 2. On tää työmaa. On tää työmaa. Noin menee tonne. A, A, 5, 3. 0. No se 9. Tai sit 0. En mä tiedä. Mä hinkuta. Mä en jaksa ajatella asiaa. Ne aikaisemmat meni jotenkin semmoisella hyvällä logiikalla. Mä en enää tiedä mikä tässä on tää logiikka. Miksi nää ei mene samalla tavalla? Vai meneekö ne? Ei kai. Oho, hups, nyt tuli tehtyä pieni moka. Voi vituska. Vituska. Tuon on pakko olla B. Jos noin A on 0, toi on 1. Mikä sitten 6 on? No se joku tulee tähän. Noin. Sitten nyt voinut vähän ajatella. Alright, eli jos E on 1, niin 2 on pakko olla D tai F oikeastaan. Näinhän tää toimii. Ja D on sitten, jos A, B, se on 0. Noi siinä. Se oli A. No ihan vitu sama. 0 ja A. Amor.
Yes, I'm so proud of myself.
Pakko myöntää, että vähän on kyllä. Itsestäni ylpeä. Sitten Ei, 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 ei. Ei, 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 ei. Ei, 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 ei. Reconstruction failed. Reconstruction failed. Reconstruction failed. Reconstruction failed. No miten vittu nää pitää laittaa tähän? Hei, come on! En ala käymään näitä läpi silleen sitten, että kaikki kokeillaan kaikki mahdolliset jutut. Ei riitä mielenkiinto semmoseen. Ratio. Nyt kyllä tarvitaan. Oh!
Hey, it's that butterfly-like object again.
I don't need to use that function. I don't need to use.
Boop. Okay. Boop. Mulla ei mitään mihin kompareet tota.
I don't need to use. That's not.
Tää on kyllä kuva ihmisten hakujuttu. Tonne tuskin voi laittaa mitään.
There.
Joo. No, saatiinpahan vähän jotain taas. Sitten mennään se saakuti Piperin luo. Eikö se oli tuo toisessa suunnassa? I'm back.
I don't want to deal with.
Ei voi saman päivän aikaisesti kahta kertaa. Capello. Saisinko mä jotain irti tästä naisesta?
Hello, can I ask you a few more questions? Was it difficult for Mr. Bogdanov to come to the Union?
Yes, it was. I don't mean he did not want to come here. But from what I understand, his quest was a tough one, though he was never specific. I believe he had to steal money in order to come to the Union.
What about friends and bio-relatives? Did he have to abandon anyone?
He was never very specific about his friends and biological relatives. I'm not sure if there was anyone or not. But looking at the efforts he showed in trying to fit in here, I highly doubt that Mr. Bogdanov had any close companions in Russia that he abandoned.
Did Mr. Bogdanov easily adapt to the laws of the Union?
I think he did, except for the problems regarding his fitness.
Even the rules about economic thinking and altruism?
He seemed to be able to cope with the altruism reasonably well. It probably has a lot to do with not having any close companions left behind. As far as economic thinking is concerned, I think he had a natural gift.
In your professional opinion, did Mr. Bogdanov have any psychological problems due to his struggle to fit in?
He had minor sex-related problems, but in general I felt that he was heading in the right direction. Twice during our sessions, he displayed flashes of very inappropriate behavior. But, from a scientific point of view, I chose to ignore these flashes, just like I would ignore a random noise.
Mitäs muuten ensin pelissä?
Inappropriate behavior? Can you tell me what he did?
I can't get into the specifics due to doctor-patient confidentiality privilege. They were just irrational behaviors that can be only explained by science as random. They happened very few times. Scientifically, they can be ignored as random errors.
Was Mr.
Niin se
Bogdanov
johtaa
responding well to
14-13
your
ekaa
decisions?
mabbiin.
Yes, he was. He
Aika
seemed
kova,
very happy about
jos voittaa
having a real
vitalityn.
therapist. In a way, he felt proud and privileged.
Why do you think he felt proud and privileged?
It had to do with social status. Because he was finally able to receive therapy from a real doctor, as opposed to computer-generated counseling. It gave him the illusion of reaching the level of a devotee. This kind of illusion is a healthy one, as you know, since it is driven by pure greed.
In your professional opinion, was Mr. Bogdanov capable of reaching devotee status?
In my opinion, yes. He would have reached the devotee
Sekä
status.
vitality tasotti just
despite
14-14.
his physical and intellectual
Tiukkaa on
inadequacies.
tiukkaa, mutta semmoista pitääkin
Mr.
olla.
Bogdanov
Jep.
possessed this
Kölni
unusual drive
semifinaalissa.
to make it big.
Vittu kun tääkin antaa vaikka 2 kysymystä per
I
raata.
feel that I've gathered all the necessary information for my case already,
Yes,
Dr.
ei enää ikinä kapelloa.
I shouldn't be taking more of your time.
Sure, as you wish.
Thanks for all your help.
You're welcome.
Kiitti kap.
My head is spinning from all the deep analysis.
Can you, Capello, can you?
No, I've had enough of that dangerous creep.
Okei. Okay. No sit varmaan toi mummo.
I don't need to talk to her right now.
Aha. No, vittu. Mitäs sitten? No, mä menen vaikka kotiin. Lähdetäänkö bilettää? Olisiko tänään bileilta klubilla?
What should I
Siis ne kengät on ihan kauheet, mä sun kanssa sovi yhtä. No niin, missä on klubi? Klubi. Club tuolla Stardust Club.
Wow, this place has a distinct flavor and quality to it.
Ai, tää oli tän näköinen
Resembles
klubi.
the clubs I've seen in 100-year-old 2D movies.
Mä luin, että tää on semmonen niinku yökerhoklubi, sen takia mä laitan tämmöset kunnon neon velvet-asut päälle. No, ei kai siinä.
That door must lead to the backstage. He's the man with the cocktails and some information, I hope.
Hän on mies muna, en tiennyt vuonna.
Hi, I'm Senior Officer Phoenix Wallace from the Adrianopolis Peace and Security Center.
Hi, Officer Wallace. My name is Fabian. Would you like a refreshing cocktail?
Nyt maistuisi
No,
raikastavaa
not right
munahäntä
now.
kyllä.
I'm here in an official capacity.
Hyvä sillä.
Well then, Officer Wallace, how can I be of help?
Upea.
Do you know a man by the name of
Mä oon täällä
Vasily
virallisissa asioissa ja sit katsoo
Of
tota
course I
asua
know
siitä,
Mr.
että
Bogdanov.
alright, se
He
on
is
homma.
one of my regulars here, although I haven't seen him lately.
Well, I regret to tell you that Mr. Bogdanov is no longer with us.
Oh, you mean he skipped town?
No, he didn't skip town. Mr. Bogdanov is dead.
He died? In an accident or something?
No, he was murdered in a rogue state. But this information is confidential and you're not to tell the others.
Oh, of course not, Officer Wallace. Confidentiality is my second name.
Kuulostaa justiilta, että toi
Can I
menee
ask
kertoo
how he
kaikille
died?
heti.
I'll get to that later. First, I need to ask questions.
I will do everything I can to be helpful, Officer Wallace.
Fabian, when did you last see Mr. Bogdanov?
Probably some evening during the first week of April. I don't know. The days all run into each other.
Did you engage in a conversation with him that night?
Sure, Mr. Bogdanov was a very talkative man and very likable, I should add.
How would you describe your relationship with him?
Well, I was his bartender and he was my customer. But as you probably know, Officer Wallace, in my line of business, we tend to get to know our customers pretty well.
Actually, I was counting on that, Fabian. Can you say you were close to Mr. Bogdanov?
It depends on what kind of closeness you are referring to, officer.
Of course, I mean the type of friendship in which he might have confided in you.
Oh, that kind of friendship. Well, you could say that I have a sympathetic ear.
So, are you originally from Adrianopolis?
Yes, I am.
So you were here during the bloodbath?
Yes, I regret to say. I was here during that terror period. I'm surprised that you know about that savage riot, which took place some 20 years ago.
24 years ago, to be exact. I was only 3.
You mean you were here too?
Right in the middle of it. I lost my biological family and was abandoned on the streets during that riot.
I am really sorry to hear that, Officer Wallace. I guess we are both scarred for life. How did you survive on the streets? Can you recall?
I can't recall much. Sometimes I have horrific flashbacks. I was found by Amnesty International, alone,
Vai toimiiko Amnesty täällä vielä?
and hungry on the streets.
Toki kyllähän niissä, kun oli se historiataulut, niin kyllähän niissä Amnesty mainittiin Greenpeace ja muiden kanssa.
Did not.
Et ei sen puoleen.
How did you survive?
My bio family took me to the hills, along with many others. We spent the entire winter there until the Union Army arrived and put a stop to all the atrocities. We barely survived the harsh winter. If the Union Army hadn't arrived,
Hyvä kun toi
perished in the hills.
harsh word, sit kun se lausuu tolle vähän brittiläistä ilman hoota, harsh, niin sit se kuulostaa ihan perseeltä, harsh. Anteeksi. Joo, no niin, jatketaan sitä. Inquire about Bogdanov's past.
Did Mr. Bogdanov ever mention anything about his past?
No, come to think of it, the subject never came up.
And you never thought to ask?
Sit se on vaan harsh winter. Neary didn't survive the harsh winter. Emme selviytynyt perse talvesta. Hauskaa on, hauskaa. Unkarissa tehtyä nessua.
I respect your professionalism. What determines your code of conduct?
Miettikää sitä.
My company rules? It is the Guild of Personnel Service Professionals, the PSP.
You mean you're in the same guild with the male prostitutes?
Yes, I am. It is not something to be proud of, but nevertheless, some high executives think bartenders please their customers in a similar way that prostitutes do.
Selvä homma.
I don't mind, because the PSP is good at providing training for my professional development and protecting my rights.
So, Mr. Bogdanov never chose to open the subject about his past?
No, Officer Wallace, he did not.
In that case, you're probably not aware that he was a recent immigrant.
He was a recent immigrant? No, I had no idea. Where from?
He immigrated from the rogue state of Russia.
Oipa taas yhtä tyhjän kanssa.
Thanks for the information. I shouldn't take more of your time today, but I might come back with more questions later.
Certainly, Officer Wallace.
Tää sentään haluaa jutella mun kanssa. Mikäs tuo?
He must be guarding that door. But why? I guess it's part of the ambience.
Se on varmaan kuin esiintyy. Ehkä. Minä tiedän.
A bronze statue with no head.
Interesting. Tampereellakin on tommosia. Niin vedäpä show. Vedäpä show. Nyt jotain. Vähän niinku Anachronoksissa voi tanssia. Eipä täällä oikein mitään tunnu. No niin, eteenpäin. Varmaan nukkumaan sitten. Joko voi käydä kusella?
Not right.
Suihku.
I don't want to take a
Sä et ole käynyt suihkussa, että kusella 8 päivää. Pikkuhiljaa pitää mennä. Ai nyt tuli tämmönen unidemo oikein. Ai että. Oho, nyt nähdään painajaisia. Jumalauta. Bloodbathista. Solidarity oli nekään lukemassa, mutta ei se kyllä silleen lukenut. Mikäs Silent Hill tästä yhtäkkiä tuli? Jämäkän näköistä, kun kulkee tuossa pyjaamassa tuolla. Hämmentävää. Lähteekö sit kunnon jytämusiikki käyntiin? Okei, cool. Muuttuispa tää peli tämmöiseksi tosi häiritseväksi. Olisi aika cool. Olisi vähän niinku kauhupeliksi, mutta tuskinpa muuttuu. Eikö siitä mukaan mahtunut siitä aukosta? Itse toi juoksu on tyhmän näköistä. Anteeksi, mutta on. Miksi ne heiluu tolleen? Okei. Onks toi pikku Phoenix? Mami anna daddyä. On se pikku Phoenix. It was a little Phoenix. Ja sit töihin.
I just cannot get that nightmare out of my head. It just keeps haunting me.
Katsotaan, onko tuolla Journalissa tosta jotain hauskaa. All those dead bodies hanging everywhere, and I can't escape them. No matter how hard I run down those dark corridors, I know I never will. My childhood traumas will haunt me forever. Tää itse sanotaan, että jossain vaiheessa pitäisi mennä terapiaan, niin kyllä mä suosittelin, kun on noita vihahallintaongelmia ihan saakelisti ja sitten vielä kaiken lisäksi tommosia lapsuuden traumoista johtuvia painajaisia, niin varmaan kannattaisi mennä pikkuhiljaa johonkin hoitoon. Nyt sitä piipperiä. Nyt piipperin painostusta niin massaadaan asti. Ja väärään suuntaan aina.
How would you describe your working relationship with Mr. Bogdanov?
Well, as a boss, he was an okay kind of guy. He was always friendly and didn't get on our backs about serving the customers or other stuff.
What about the pay?
The pay, it is comical. Let's just say I live at the poverty level.
There's no such thing as poverty level in our system.
You know what I mean. He wasn't very generous about wages, even when sales were good.
How about his personality?
He wasn't known for his gift of the gab. Matter of fact, he was kinda dull when it came to chatting. But he was ambitious, all right. If only he had a little more class. When it came to dealing with women, he could be so obnoxious at times.
So he didn't know how to interact
Toi
with
sentään on
women?
sitä mieltä, että seksuaalinen häirintä ei kovin fresh.
I would give him a 0 in that department. He was a loser with a capital L.
Asia. Kummasta juoruta? Monikasta.
So, I met your colleague Monica when you were at the islands.
Ooh, you had the pleasure of meeting Ms. Monica then, have you?
Yes, I did. She's a very charming young lady.
charming my ass. I tend to think of her as a pain in the ass.
Why is that?
She parades around here like she's a princess, and she doesn't do jack shit.
Well, that's not the impression I got from her. Monica seems to think that you can learn a lot from her.
Believe me, she doesn't do a bit of work around here. She doesn't want to mess up her finely manicured hands. La-dee-da. I see you've fallen under her spell, just like everybody else.
I haven't fallen under any spell. I, too, have seen through Ms. Monica, and you have taken my bait very easily.
Hyvä seivaus, hyvä seivaus.
What do you mean, I've taken your bait?
I needed your honest opinion on Monica. Therefore, I had to uncover your inner feelings about
Ja
her.
nyt on diippiä, kun on 3D-shakkia pelata.
So, are you originally from Adrianopolis?
Nämä keskustelut ei mene
No,
niinku millään tasolla loogisessa
I'm from
järjestyksessä.
Excuse me.
Jotenkin.
I think I misunderstood you.
No, you heard me right. I'm from the city of Phoenix, in North America.
You must be joking. What an awesome coincidence.
Yes, we were destined to meet, it seems. For better or for worse.
How about if we continue our chat some other time?
Suit yourself.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Ei valmistunut vielä tämä keskustelu.
I just could not steer the conversation into the right direction.
No.
Oh, Phoenix, you can be so...
Paska, sano vaan paska. Miksi sä kysy sitä Bogdanovista, jos sä haluat kysyä Bogdanovista? Miksi sä kysyt jotain ihan täysin käsittämätöntä basheria?
No.
I don't need to talk to her right.
Ai niin kuin me voidaan nykyään mennä tänne ihan muuten vaan kylään ja... Jumalation. Niinhän se olikin.
Have you steadily seen Mr. Bogdanov during these 3 years?
Yes, sort of. I mean, until recently.
What do you mean by that?
Well, he was displaying unusually aggressive behavior recently. He even yelled at me a couple of times.
He yelled? That is completely inappropriate. Such rudeness.
I tried to reason with him, but he would just not listen. He had this strange sparkle in his eyes, as if his behavior shifted. Oh, he could be so romantic at times.
That sounds totally strange. Do you have any idea why?
No idea, dear.
I don't understand how a person could display such socially unacceptable behavior and be romantic at the same time.
This behavior of his only started a few weeks back. I don't know what's got to him. He was usually quiet and shy.
So, lately, he was not that romantic.
No, he was not. And I did not see him during the last week.
Have you ever had a nuptial agreement in Russia?
Me? Oh, yes, once.
So you got legally separated?
Yes, I did.
Hard to deal with a man day in, day out, isn't it?
Yes, very hard.
I have a feeling it would be very boring, too, having to deal with the same person all the time. Certainly not for me.
It can be quite comforting at times, knowing that somebody is there and can take care of you. It can make a person feel safe and relaxed.
Taking care of each other is a very good thing. But, as you know, too much of it will lead to dependency, and eventually to altruism. According to recent WHO studies, altruism remains the single most important factor.
Onks WHO niinku WHO? Miksi sanoo sitä niinku WHO?
Full economic potential.
En mä tiedä.
Altruism
WHO
is a
kuulostaa jotenkin
drain on
tyhmältä.
HDI, you know.
Varsinkin sanoa toki HDI eikä
I
HG.
do know very well.
Do you have any other biological family in Russia?
No, not really. I only had one biological uncle that I inherited money from.
Oh, when did he die?
Like 4 years ago, I decided to immigrate with the help of that money.
I wonder if Mr. Bogdanov had any business deals to take care of.
In Russia? Highly doubt it, dear.
Are you sure?
How can I be sure? He never told me about his business deals, and I never asked.
Why do you think he would want to go there anyway?
It is hard to imagine why anybody would want to go to Russia nowadays.
You sure he had no reason?
Although he frequently longed for his past there, he had no links left behind.
Why would Mr. Bogdanov long for his past in Russia?
I think he
Nyt
has
muuttuu
some good
musiikki, niin
memories.
tulee taas
He
jotain
did.
oleellista
Memories of
tietoa.
what?
He was very fond of his late biological grandparents.
Why his bio-grandparents?
Apparently, they took care of him when he was a child.
No eikö ole vittu mitään hyötyä tostakaan kyllä.
Larissa, I've got all I need from you for the time being. Is it okay if I come back later?
Oh, sure. See you.
Thanks. Goodbye. So, Bogdanov was fond of his biological grandparents. Mention of old people reminds me of...
Mut mehän on tiedetty toi iät ja ajat, kun ne isovanhemmat kasvattikin sen. Vittu Jeesus Kristus tätä päättelykykyä. Mitäs sitten? Mennään Stardust Clubille. Pitää käydä vaihtaa bilevaatteet päälle.
I'd like to wear my uniform during work hours. It's too early.
Aha. Vain niin. No mihin me voidaan mennä?
No.
Joo, tuolla käytiin ja
Gladys said
toi soittaa. Thing Storessa ei oo oikein mitään. Tuskin tuolla Gibson Peace Corpsissakaan on mitään. Eikä mitään inventory-juttuja on toi. Sitä voi oikein verrata mihinkään. Mietin mitä täällä itemillä tekee. Voinko mä mennä sen Darkmarilla? Niin tää nyt toimi tää. Tossa oli tommonen. Oliko toi Darkmar?
shouldn't bother Chief Morrison unless I have.
Eipä sitäkään voi häiritä oikein. Voiko tää tietokoneella jotain? No mitään audio. Paitsi en tiedä voiko tätä käyttää. Tää on tää jumissa tää yksi kuva. Tää ei jostain saa pois siitä, mutta asia kunnossa. Väärä nappi.
I don't need to.
Tähän tarvitaan 2. Tää on AV-juttu ja tuskin tää siihen käy.
I don't need to.
Täältä ei löyty naamasta mitään.
Nope.
Vittu.
There.
Vähän rapsaa laitettu. Tääkään ei mun mielestä ole mitään tää Station Omega. Muuta kuin jos haluaa vaan seikkailla. Jos mä nyt matkustelen vaan paikkojen välillä, niin menee aikaa. Kello 7, joka voi mennä nukkuu. Pitäis tutkia tota maailmaa ehkä vähän sen, mutta ei nyt jaksa. Pistä ne vaan päälle. Mennään kato Stardust Clubille. Noin. Onneksi sä voit olla fast travelaa, koska muuten taisi aika tuskasta.
Hello, Fabi. It seems to me that you and
Se ei
Mr.
antanut
Bogdanov
niitä
got on
vaihtoehtoja,
very
okei.
well and had a lot to talk about.
I guess you can say that, Officer Wallace. He was a good customer and a great person.
How can you tell he was a great person?
He was always very warm and friendly. Also, he was very generous, if you know what I mean. By the way, Miss Wallace, excuse me for not asking earlier. Would you care for a refreshing cocktail?
I guess I could. It's a good time for a cocktail.
Yes, it is. I suggest our special of the day.
Which is?
Our new fabulous mix called Sunset at Sarasota.
Sounds intriguing. I'll take one.
With pleasure. Let me prepare it for you.
Oh, that looks awesome. How much do I owe you?
That would be $10, ma'am.
10. Ei paha hinta. Ja okei, 10 maksoi ja tää maksaa joko 13 tai 25, tämän matikka ei ole tän vahvin ala. Mä maksan 25, nyt annetaan Fabianille vähän tippiä.
PA, pay the Stardust Club $25.
Thank you, very generous of you. I am at your service anytime, Officer Wallace.
Se on lahjattu, ihana. Kysellään nyt seksielämästä taas.
Did Mr. Bogdanov discuss his sexual relationships with you?
Oh, sure. He was always good for an entertaining
Mitä
story
viihdyttävää on jossain
about his
panostorissa ihan
encounters with
oikeesti?
women.
Onks toi Fabian keuus?
What
Joo, äijä on päässyt paneen.
Sexual encounters, of course. He would exaggerate his stories on purpose and give everyone a huge
Se on
laugh.
varmaan ihan helvetin hauskaa.
Are you sure he exaggerated on purpose? To make people laugh?
Of course. Why would a man like Bogdanov need
Piirrän
to
plektralla
exaggerate
pentagrammeja
for any
hiirimatto.
other reason? He was a devotee.
Why wouldn't a devotee use exaggeration in his stories about women?
No offense to your femininity, Officer Wallace, but in my experience, a male devotee can get any woman he wants. I should say, almost any. That's just the way it is.
And what would you say if I told you that Mr. Bogdanov was not a devotee?
Are you implying that he was an RIV? But I thought they had tattoos on their forehead.
You got it the wrong way round. He was a disciple with an HDI of just 70.
What? I have been a bartender for 20 years. I know how to tell a devotee from a disciple.
You heard me right. The number is 70.
I'll be damned. He sure had me fooled, but how can you explain his comfortable manners with all the devotees? They don't tend to let you in their circle unless you are one of them.
Your guess is as good as mine. Was there anything in particular that Mr. Bogdanov liked about this place?
Well, of course there are me and my cocktails, but then again, I need to admit the main attractions are not behind the bar here.
Really? What are the main attractions?
We have fabulous dance shows at late hours, Officer Wallace, and all of our clients watch these shows fervently.
Fervently? Any particular reason?
Sure, we have the best dancers in Eastern Europe.
What kind of dancers?
Oh, we have dancers with many different dancing styles. Modern, classical, exotic, you name it.
I should check them out sometime.
You are certainly welcome to, but you won't be as impressed as our male clientele.
And why not?
Because our dancers are exclusively women, and voluptuous they are.
Sounds very appealing, if you happen to be a man.
Tää on vähän ankee maa, kun täällä on 2 sukupuoltakin vaan.
Thanks for the information. I shouldn't take more of your time today.
Jännä, että niinku näiden elämä tuntuu pyörän tosi paljon kuin sexual relationshipien ympärillä ja sitten on 2 sukupuolta ja muutenkin tosi jotenkin hämmentävää, en minä tiedä. Tää vitu käsittämätön maailma. Mennäänpä nyt tänne sitten näin. Nukkumahan. 1 päivän vois pelata vielä. Tuispa jotain yllättävää Gypsyn Officelta yhtäkkiä. Mennään nyt sitten piipperin luo. Vähinkö oikeeseen suuntaan? Yeah.
Did you know Mr. Bogdanov was a recent immigrant?
Oh, so that's why he talked funny and wore those ill-fitting clothes.
I suppose. He immigrated from Russia 3 years ago. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't. I never would have thought I would work for someone from a rogue state.
There are many immigrants in this town, you know. Adrianopolis is a border city.
I guess I never gave him a second thought. Oh well.
Do you think Mr. Bogdanov had any business deals to take care of in Russia?
How would I know? He never shared his business plans with us.
Can you think of any reason why he might have gone there?
Maybe his main squeeze was there, if you know what I mean.
You think he would go all the way to a rogue state for sexual interests?
Well, we all know he wasn't getting enough of it here. That's for sure.
What do you mean? How can you be so sure?
Oh, come on. His actions clearly showed that he was a man in need.
Of?
You mean I have to spell it out for you? S-E-X.
Sex. Tolle menee toi Adamant and Ansin SEX-biisi Prince Charming-levyltä hyvin pitkälti. Olkaa hyvät siitä esityksestä. Sitten kysytään Bogdanovista ennemmin,
When was
koska
the last time Mr. Bogdanov went to Russia?
musiikki
Went to
muuttui.
Russia? How the heck would I know?
Come on. He might have mentioned a trip or something.
Can't say that I recall any mention of Russia. However, now that I think about it, some of his Russian buddies might have stopped in here before.
Why do you think they were Russian?
Oh, you know, the way they talked funny, and again, those ill-fitting suits, and of course, those penetrating stares. I felt like they were undressing me with their eyes.
So, what would Mr. Bogdanov do with his buddies?
He would have such a visitor, say once or twice a month. He always took the individual upstairs to his office and closed the door. But I didn't think anything of it, because he was so weird anyway.
Did Mr. Bogdanov have any enemies?
Yeah, I suppose Ms. Taylor was one of his enemies.
Ms. Taylor? Tell me more about Ms. Taylor.
She's our cleaning woman. She couldn't stand Mr. B, because he left a mess everywhere.
Oh, I was thinking of somebody a bit more threatening. Somebody who was angry enough to kill Mr. Bogdanov.
You mean the gossip isn't true? They really didn't kill him for his flesh?
No, young lady. He was not killed for his flesh or his internal organs.
No, mistä tää sen tietää? Urgent message.
Oh, I gotta go now.
Aha, security interview.
Piper, I need to leave at once. There's an urgent matter.
Suit yourself. You know where to find me.
Bye for now. I will come back soon.
Bye!
Bye!
Ja sieltä se tuli.
Darn. Interrupted again. These foreign visitors of Bogdanov's. It's not very typical for a recent immigrant to receive visitors like that.
Venäjän mafia.
What they were up to. That must be Ms. Shaw.
Masentavan näköinen tyyppi. No
Hello,
niin.
Ms. Shaw. My name is Phoenix Wallace.
Shaw.
I'm a senior peace officer here at the center.
Tulisiko eka
I will
epäonnistuminen?
be conducting your security
Vai
screening
joka ei pääse
interview.
sisään?
Did I say your name right?
You did, Officer Wallace.
Okay, good. Now, I'm going to give you a small brief about the procedure.
Please.
You are here today because you passed all necessary tests required for you to become a World Union citizen.
Uh-huh.
And I am here to evaluate your citizenship application from a security perspective.
Yes, I will try to be as helpful as possible, Officer Wallace.
Oh, thank you very much. Shall we start?
Certainly.
you tell me anything
Tää
about your
kamu
biological
tietää.
family?
No, not really. I was found abandoned when I was 3.
Just like me.
Excuse me?
I was an abandoned child too.
Really? Where?
Here, in Adrianopolis.
Don't tell me it was during the Eastern Bloodbath.
It was. How come you know about the bloodbath?
At the academy, of course, during one of the regional history classes.
Oh, all right.
Kuulosti epäilyttävältä.
Tell me about conditions in India.
What can I say? Pain, suffering, and hunger, crime, all over the place.
And you've seen it all?
I've lived it all. There were so many nights in my life that I didn't have food before going to sleep, or any proper shelter.
I just cannot picture that.
Well, I survived it all. As an old great philosopher once said, anything that doesn't kill you will make you stronger.
He was certainly right. What do you understand from a profitable commitment?
I understand that it is the underlying economical principle of the World Union's success.
Well, there's much more to World Union's success than just the economic principle. Our Constitution, the final bill, has 10 articles.
Oh, of course. But without the right financial system, everything would just fall apart.
I suppose you have a point there. Can you elaborate on your understanding of economical commitment?
Certainly. To make the economical system work, one needs to buy items as cheap as possible and never sell them below cost for any reason.
Textbook definition. Very good. Do you believe it?
Yes, I understand that. The world depends on the applications of these principles. Otherwise, the system would just stop.
Yes, it would. Did you live economically in your previous life?
Not really. I was on scholarship most of my life, and that's how I got to college.
Oh, don't be unfair to yourself. There's nothing wrong with a deserved scholarship.
I suppose not.
Pitäisikö kysyä pitkästä aikaa, että mikä on hyvä asia? Mä oon aina kysynyt, mikä on huono asia Immigration Academissa.
What was the best part of the Immigration Academy?
Ajateltiin, että tulisi jotain ryönää esille.
Did. That's quite unusual.
Really? I liked my instructors too.
Who was your favorite?
Miss Evangelista. I was the best in her class.
Why was she your favorite?
Because she was very good at what she was doing, and I really respect that.
What was the single most important thing that you learned in the academy?
That there was respectable ways to make money.
How did you make money before?
I did bad things, mostly hacking.
Hacking? As in computers?
Yes, I had to do something, officer. I was so tired of drifting from place to place. There was no other way to accumulate all that money.
Onkohan toisen meidän hakkeri?
How did you find hacking jobs?
Through the internet. Most of my customers never met me.
And you never used your real name, right?
Never. I was known as the Ghost.
Pitäisikö rutinaisata hörppäästä?
Did you ever take part in a riot?
No, but I was exposed
No onks toi nyt hyvä kysymys jostain taustasta? Mitä helvettiä?
In Bombay. There was a big riot in 2023.
I think I heard about that riot. It was dubbed the Quiet Riot, right?
Yes, but it was anything but quiet.
How do you mean? I thought the rebels moved very quietly, and that's why it was dubbed the Quiet Riot.
They were quiet, all right, but not their victims. I can still hear the screams of the victims. It constantly echoes in my head, impossible to forget.
How did you survive it?
I was luckily out of their way. They did not try to enter the building I was in.
Who were they, anyway?
Nobody ever knew. They only acted in dark and vanished during the day. There were even rumors that they were actually extraterrestrials.
Asiaa.
How did you feel after the riot?
I made up my mind then. I was very young, but I knew I didn't want to live in India.
What age were you?
Just 15.
Wow, you don't show your age at all.
I would attribute that to yoga. It was the only thing that kept me alive.
I suppose that you were lucky that you were armored with yoga.
I feel very fortunate.
Why did you really decide to immigrate to the
Oho,
world?
musiikki muuttui. Nyt tapahtuu
For a
jännää.
peaceful, better life, of course.
Any other motives?
I am a really tired person, Officer Wallace. And all I need is some peace and comfort.
Life in the Union can be very demanding. Do you possess enough motivation to survive here? your exhaustion can be a problem.
I am a survivor officer and a hard worker. I am also very skilled in the computer field. I am sure I will add to the Union society, not take.
You're a loner. I'm worried that you may find it difficult to adjust to the social intercourse here in the Union.
My advisor in the academy had similar concerns, but I was able to convince her otherwise.
Would you be willing to get psychiatric help if necessary?
Why would I need such a thing? I learned about all rules of etiquette.
Well, learning rules is one thing, applying them another.
Laskee pisteet koko ajan.
Well, I would consider it if necessary.
Kuumotellaan
Do you
lisää.
believe you need psychiatric help to fit in the Union?
Well, I am not sure, but I would certainly get help if I need it.
I need an answer. Do you think you need it?
Taas laski toi palkka.
I think I do.
Yes.
Ai, taas
that's what
laski.
I think too.
Does this mean I failed the test?
No, it does not. Not yet. I believe you were a complete social outcast.
No, I was not. I had to stay away to survive.
Don't lie to me, Ron.
Aha.
The devices show it when you lie. I think you will have a very
Vale.
difficult time fitting in the Union society.
I doubt that, Officer Wallace.
You lived alone all your life.
Tuon sydänkäyrä ei kyllä muutu yhtään, mikä on jotenkin hämmentävää,
You need
mutta
to engage in social intercourse to stay clear of any neurosis.
I am not neurotic, and you know that.
Not yet. And I'm not sure how you are not neurotic after all you've been through.
As I said, yoga can do wonders.
You're
Oho, nyt
lying.
alkoi vähän,
Why should I lie?
To hide the truth, of course.
What
vähän
truth?
alkoi sydänkin
Your
hakkaa.
true motive to come here. You claim you have degrees, but cannot verify any schooling. You did not bring any documents. But you create miracles with computers.
All of my records were lost. I was a hacker.
Even that we cannot verify. You claim your nickname on the net was The Ghost. I checked our criminal files about internet. Nobody ever heard of The Ghost. But everybody knows about the Mirage.
The what? Oh.
I know a lot about computer-related crimes. I even made profiles for hackers such as you. You know what? The profile of this notorious hacker called Mirage fits you perfectly.
No, no.
Rana Shah, or whatever your real name is. Are you the Mirage?
No, I am not.
I can see when you lie. There's no point in lying. Admit who you are.
Yes, I am the Mirage.
Okay, Mirage. What is your real purpose for immigrating? Is this part of a plot against our system?
No, I repented my hacker's days.
You are most certainly lying. I have enough about you, Mirage. You are most certainly a threat
Oli
to the world
vakoja
and
Roku
society.
Estateista.
I formally declare that you failed the security screening. You will be arrested and sent to one of our rehab centers as suggested in Article 10 of our Constitution. After your treatment there, you will be permanently deported from the World Union and never will be allowed back here again. You are a sick person and a terrorist. After your treatment, you will be turned over to the Indian government.
Vittu mitä
I believe a
johtopäätöksiä.
jail sentence is waiting for you there. Although I find jailing a barbaric tactic, you are one of the few who really
No
deserve
sentään
it.
vankila on näitten mielestä
Goodbye, Mirage.
paska paikka, mutta Mikake koitti päästä pakoon vaan Intian hallitusta, mutta nyt sinne lähti takaisin vankilaan. Phoenix oli tiukkana.
My word, Mirage. Never thought I would come face to face with one of those cyber terrorists.
I think it's time to report my findings to Chief Morrison.
Paska sekin vielä. Nyt sitten
I
kokeillaan
have some important facts to discuss, Chief.
jotain asiallista
I only
keskellä.
have a little time. Continue.
Varmaan tää voi olla ehkä tärkeää, tää Larissa Lukin. Tehdään se.
Larissa Lukin claims that Bogdanov called Russia the Cursed Land because apparently he believed the root of all evil lay there.
Ei se olekaan hyvä.
Spare me the details, Phoenix. I want concrete facts.
No voi vittu, oo hiljaa. Toi on hyvä.
Piper Darlington claims that Bogdanov had been consistently receiving visitors from Russia. He would have such a visitor once or twice a month. Apparently, Bogdanov always took the individual upstairs to his office and closed the door.
How does she know these people were
Ja
Russian?
mä haluan muuten siihen Roger
Piper
Arnettille
claims that
tehdä
these visitors
warrantin.
resembled Bogdanov.
Päästään väkisin
The
sitten
way they talked
keskustelemaan
and
sen kanssa.
dressed. She also mentioned something about their penetrating stares. She felt as if they were undressing her with their eyes.
Penetrating stares, huh? That's an easy way of differentiating between a Union man and a rogue state.
Jumalauta
Are you
sentään.
serious, Chief?
Do I look like I'm not? I wonder who these men were, and why they were visiting Bogdanov on a consistent basis.
I don't know yet, but I'll find out.
Workout ei välttämättä kiinnosta. Fabian's comment about Bogdanov's other ventures.
Larissa Lukin revealed to me that Bogdanov had fond memories of his late biological grandparents. Apparently, they used to take care of him when he was a child. I suppose that's why he longed for his past there. Both Larissa Lukin and Kati Stavropoulos confirm that Bogdanov had a strong bond with his late biological grandparents.
So, it's normal for a man who was raised in the rogue states to have that kind of connection to his biological relatives, whether they are parents or grandparents. What are you getting at?
Well, I just remembered that Bogdanov had a 2D photo album at his office. And in it there was a picture of an older
Mun
couple
piti muuten mennä
and a
katsomaan tuolta fotoalbumista, että onko se nyt vieraiden kuvia siinä yhdessä vaiheessa. Mut sit mä unohdin ihan täysin se asia.
What's the point, Phoenix? Stop babbling.
Okei. Tää on vähän äkäisiä tuolla. No mitäs sitten?
Sophia Capello told me that Bogdanov used
No,
to spend
tää
a
ei
good deal
kiinnosta.
of time at the gym.
Jack Maria.
Although Capello only
Miten se
had 2
asejuttu?
sessions with Bogdanov, her impression was that he was really struggling with his physical appearance. Apparently, Bogdanov liked hanging out at expensive places, and he rapidly developed expensive tastes, such as having therapy sessions with Capello. She indicated that Bogdanov liked a place called the Stardust a lot, a chic club in the Pyramid.
Very impressive facts and information, Phoenix. Well done. I think you need to check out this club.
Mä oon ollut
Thank
siellä.
you, Chief. Will do.
I asked Julia to investigate Pierre DeVille's background. He couldn't find much. What else do we know about this man?
To tell you the truth, he's starting to give me the creeps.
Jos niistä aseista
He seems
puhua.
so old-fashioned and macho. He even has an
nyt
extensive
se puhuu niistä
firearm
aseista.
collection at his home. He claims these firearms deserve respect. I have a hard time understanding how anyone could think like that.
A firearm collection. How curious. I've heard of certain military executives collecting such items, but an artist? I wonder where his interest comes from.
I have no idea, Chief, but he seems to have quite a variety in his collection.
Itse asiassa mä haluaisin questioning warrantin sille Roger Arnettille.
I have nothing further to mention at this time.
Oh.
I don't think I need to talk to Larissa. Unless something important comes up. I have plenty of other stuff to do.
Huh?
No.
Okei, no. Kotiin. Bilevaat. Kello on 3 PM vasta. Ai pysty menee nukkuun silti. Asia kunnossa. Piti painaa vahingossa kaappia ja vaihtaa Stardust-kamat päälle, mutta meninkin sitten nukkumaan. Eli vaihtiko se päiväunet? Ottiko se päiväunet? Päiksyt saatan. Juma. Asiallista. Asiallista. Päiksy Phoenix. Päiksy Phoenix. Ei ikinä ketään esiintymässä. Hei. Where's the
I
bartender?
love that old-fashioned wooden bar.
Joo, mut missä on se äijä?
That door must lead.
Mamma. No ei se oo täällä. Voi helkutti sitten. Ei. No, pitääkö mun sitten käydä vaikka tuolla hetki? Mitäs kello nyt on? 9 PM, nyhän nyt pitäis olla siellä. Fabian. Eiks Fabiani ole aina töissä? Ei oo.
It's closed.
No mennään nukkuun sitten. Sitten mä voisin lopettaa, niin mä käyn kaupasta hakemaan vähän sapuskata. Mun pitää käydä siellä kaupassa nyt kattoo niitä. Täällä siis pitäis käydä. Käydään nyt tekemään tää muistiaikana, että se ei unohdu sitten. Sit mulla on taas keskusteltavaa vaan. Tänne. Näin.
These people must be Bogdanov's grandparents. Could the little boy in the middle be Vasily? It looks like a text, I suppose. Handwritten? Maybe it is in Russian and left over from his days there. And a 7-digit number at the bottom. I should capture these, just in case.
Mihin toi 7-digit number menee?
I don't need to use that anymore.
Aight.
I don't need to use that anymore.
Aight. Noin. Sitten voidaan savettaa vaikka tähän. Noin. Peli etenee. Ihan niinku pitääkin. Tästä jatketaan ensi kerralla. Näkemiin.